Hey, how's it going?
So we wanted to give a little update on, well, what's been going on with me. A lot's been going on. I went, let's see, what was it? It's been 2 months? Almost. So May. I went in and I was having a lot of pain. I left work. I was vomiting. Couldn't keep anything down. And I was stubborn and didn't want to go to the hospital. But somebody told me, look, you're going to go to the hospital. So I did. And a good thing I did. Because they did some CT scan, a couple other stuff, and they diagnosed me with diverticulitis, and it ruptured. So they installed a
drain pump.
Yeah, some sort of drain pump. It had like a little squeezy ball on it that you squeezed and it extracted whatever. Originally, they thought that if they could get it all out, the pocket of rupture, whatever you want to call it, then I would be okay, and I wouldn't have to have like a colostomy bag or anything like that. Well, that didn't work out. So, you know, after a couple doctors, I found one that was very good, and he thought, well, maybe if we kept this bag going, this pump going for a while, maybe we can still keep it going and avoid surgery, which is always nice. Unfortunately, that failed horribly, and I ended up having to have surgery. I went into the doctor's office for a checkup, and apparently my blood pressure was dangerously low, and they could not let me go. So,
well, your blood pressure was low. It was like 90/50, and you were running a low-grade fever. And so they said, well, we're going to keep you overnight. We're going to give you an IV and just give you some antibiotics and some just fluids and stuff, and we'll send you home in the morning. And then the morning came, but that they had also done a CT, and they didn't mention the results or anything, so we weren't thinking anything of it. And then they said, well, we got your CT results, and instead of sending you home, we're going to do surgery tomorrow. So we prepared and get ready for surgery, and they said the surgery was going to be like 2 hours long or so. Ended up being an extra hour and a half, almost 2 hours. And when the surgeon was done, he called me and came to where I was while they were still closing Chris up, and he said, this is what I do for a living. This is, you know, my specialty, and this is the worst case I've ever seen. It looks like a bomb went off inside of him, and he didn't think it was diverticulitis at all. So the first place, Arlington Memorial, had diagnosed him, and they never actually looked into it. They just kind of, oh, we think it's this. That was as far as they went with it. I'm surprised that with all the blood work that they did, that they didn't notice like white blood cell counts or red blood cell counts or anything like that. They didn't look very hard. They just thought what they thought, and they were like, okay, we're just going to shove a pump there, and that's why the pump wasn't working, because it was doing the wrong thing. That was not the right diagnosis. And so so basically they removed part of your small bowel, part of your colon, and a nice lovely chunk of intestine.
yeah.
And then they rerouted.
I got a lot of holes in me right now.
Yeah, he had 6 holes. He still has one, a good sized one, because the doctor had to put his hand inside to help repair and sew and stuff, and some other were laparoscopic holes and whatnot, so they're gone, and the drains are gone.
Yeah, right now everything's gone.
Except for that one hole. It's about...
Well, and then of course...
About that big.
Then of course I have the colostomy bag.
Yeah, he had to have a temporarily, hopefully.
Hopefully it will be reversed soon.
Yeah. So then after that, they did pathology testing on the, I guess, the colon and the
part that was removed,
and the bowel.
Yeah.
And you take it from here, like what he found.
Well, they found a tumor, and they tested it and everything like that, and they found it to be cancerous, and they tested all the lymph nodes around it and everything like that, and they diagnosed it as stage 2 cancer, colon cancer, and but they tested the surrounding lymph nodes, and they had no signs of spread in those, and but there was indications that it had spread into the nerves and the surrounding tissue, so it was really on the verge of going really bad. It was going to 3, like probably within a month it would have been stage 3.
Yeah.
With most cancers, when they diagnose it, they find something like that, they have to go in and operate, to remove the tumor and stuff like that. But I guess you could say that I got lucky in that it was removed already. So I kind of skipped a step there
before you even
yeah.
knew that they had suspected it, that
right.
it was already out.
They removed it without knowing that it was cancerous, but they would have had to have gone in anyways if they so I have that going for me.
And you had tell them about the doctors that visited you in the hotel. In the hospital room. My mind is gone.
It's really a surreal thing to have doctors that operated on you come in and say that they thought you were going to die.
Two different doctors.
It was so bad that he was like,
you were gonna make it.
He's like, I didn't think you were going to make it at all.
They're like, we came to see you before you got released.
Yeah,
he
was just astounded that I was alive, and he's like, well, you're a fighter, keep going. He's like, it is a miracle that you are still going. And then the surgeon himself had told me, well, because of a person, of my size and age and everything like that, that had that bad of a, incident, I was pretty lucky to be alive. Of course, I hear that, and I'm glad for that. But then you also get the kick in the head about cancer, which is like, how much can you handle at once? I mean, seriously, you're finally seeing the light of, of an incident. You're just like, come on, okay, I got this now. I got this figured out. And then you get the call like, oh, by the way, you have cancer.
Yeah, you had literally just woken up.
Yeah.
You woke up because your phone was ringing, and the doctor told him over the phone, which we're completely fine with. We asked for that.
Yeah,
rather than have to schedule an appointment and go in. And
I can't fault him on that. I mean,
I think a hard part for me was that I knew everything before you did, as far as the surgery, because you were so happy to go into surgery, because at this point we just knew that they were going to remove the drain, the pump. You hated the pump. The pump was like horrible. You were never comfortable. You were always hurting. You couldn't sleep. You couldn't eat. You couldn't do anything. You were just miserable. And this went on for like a month, over a month.
I don't know what that thing was.
It was weeks. But it was like, I want to say like 4 or 5 weeks.
It was manufactured by the devil, I think, because
it was
so
very. I mean, we had a lot of problems with the pump, and it was so you went to sleep thinking, okay, they're going to remove this pump, everything's going to be so much better, when I wake up, and then you're still asleep in surgery, and they're telling me how horrible this was, and that he's like, I had to do some more incisions than I had planned, and I had to actually, put my hand in there, and, we had to debride. They're still working on him, and it had been like an extra hour and a half, 2 hours, and like, it looked so bad, and he's like, I've never seen anything like it, and I'm just sitting here thinking like, and he's like, okay, so we went ahead. At that time, you didn't know about the colostomy at all. And I knew about it. And so they're like, yeah, we had to go ahead and give him a colostomy, and we're hoping that we can reverse it to, like in a year or something like that, 6 months. And it was just like how the surgery just was so hard, and they were just like, well, they even said cases like this, it could be like, it could get really bad before it gets good. And so I was like preparing for the worst. He's like, and I'm going to watch him and see, and if anything starts to resemble anything going bad, I'll send him up to ICU. And I'm thinking like, he doesn't know any of this stuff. You know, he thinks he's going to wake up and he's like, yay, the pump's gone. And now he's like waking up to a whole other like phone book list of problems. And I was going to have to be the one to tell him some things, but you were so out of it that luckily the doctor got a hold of you before I really could tell you a lot. I told you it was worse than he thought it was going to be. And that was about as far as I got with you, because I was like, there's no need in talking to you about stuff. You were just high as a kite. So, but
I remember absolutely nothing.
You didn't even know I was there. That was when I was kind of worried, because I didn't go up there one day. And when I didn't go up there one day and you were like, have I seen you since surgery? Like, have you been to my room since surgery? And I was just like, yeah, I was there when you came out of surgery. I was there the next day, like all day.
They give you so much stuff that you don't know what the days are.
I was like, you didn't even know I was there at all. And I was like, yeah, I've been to your room. I put those things in your room. You have like a plant in your room and flowers and cards and all this kind of stuff. Look around, I was there. But yeah, that was kind of rough. It was a rough experience for us both. You more than me, of course, but it was scary. It was really scary. That was before the whole cancer thing, and then after the cancer thing,
I'm still scared.
Yeah, well,
because I mean, regardless, I have cancer. I mean, regardless of anything.
Yeah.
And now we're waiting on my course of treatment from our doctor.
That's also another surreal thing. We have the same oncologist. He went for his first appointment. When was this? Tuesday? Monday, he had his first oncology appointment, and I had my, if I can get it, well, you can't really see what this is, but this is a 5-year survivor deal that I got, because I'm now in remission for 5 years, and that's like a big number, so that's my celebratory appointment. And then we went, same thing, we went to his first appointment. It's like,
I felt to be a downer, you know. She's going in for a positive, happy thing, and I'm going in like, oh crap, I'm starting this now.
Yeah, well, it's okay. It happens. I mean,
you know, next Monday, we're supposed to get results to see how much...
course of action they're going to take.
Whether it's going to be like an oral or it's going to be an actual...
chemo.
The actual chemo.
6 months, I think it was.
6 months of... Which I don't mind the hair loss so much, you know. So, because I usually shave my head bald anyways, so... I'll let it go shaggy right now.
You'll lose this.
But yeah, that
and no eyebrows. No, it just depends.
I'll paint my eyebrows on.
I don't think it's going to be because you're stage 2 and that they've already done surgery.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be like a hardcore. I mean, chemo is chemo. Don't get me wrong. It all sucks. It's bad. I've been around it my whole life, and it's not anything to laugh at all.
No.
Unless you feel like it, but whatever. But yeah, it's definitely going to be something. We just don't know what. Whatever it is, we'll handle it. His job has been really supportive. They've been great. They even sent him a care package. Get further out of the picture.
Am I or you?
Well, you're leaning back and... well, man. But anyway. I know he can only sit forward for so long.
It's not very comfortable.
He's still got a wound on his abdomen, and they had to reroute his intestine up, and it's
not super pleasant.
So he's still healing. He's still doing that kind of stuff. We got to stop the IV antibiotics, though.
Yes, all good.
We don't have to do that. We were doing that every night like clockwork. Every night.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it was a little longer than 2 weeks.
Oh yeah. 3 weeks. Yeah.
So that's done. That was rough. That was really rough. But
that stuff was cold. You had to put in your veins. It was so cold.
It's kind of weird when you have like your living room is just like a triage unit. It was like IV poles and big storage bins, and you know, a lot of the IV stuff that's left over, we're going to donate to an animal hospital. They're going to take the saline and all that kind of stuff. So that's cool that we can kind of get rid of it and give them the IV pole. What are we going to use the IV pole for? Nothing. But
targets, you can targets on.
I know. I was just like, I don't understand what we're going to use that for.
I can do something with that.
I don't know. We're gonna give it to them. So it's our vet's office.
Yeah,
but
we love our vet's office.
They're good people. But yeah,
that's pretty much it.
That's where we are. Monday we know more.
We're at a wait and see right now, and then Monday
we'll know more. Yeah.
Monday we'll see what we'll see, and hopefully it'll be good stuff.
Yeah, I think it will be.
And you know, I mean, it was very difficult for me to come to terms with it. Because, I mean, I like to joke and I like to kid, but people die from it all the time. I mean, it's...
You learn, sadly, to get a thicker skin about it, like, especially on YouTube, because you go into people's streams and they're making cancer jokes. I mean, it's like a... And so sometimes you just have to be the first one to make the joke and just be like, yeah, well, you know. I mean, kind of, it is what it is these days.
When I first heard that I had it, it's not something I could say. Sorry, a little pain here. It's not something I could just, like, say to people.
You couldn't say the words, so I had to tell people. I told the kids. I
couldn't look somebody in the eye and say that I had cancer.
I made him tell 2 people just because I knew he was in a little bit of shock, and he'd been sitting for a little while and hadn't said much, and I knew that he had to say the word. Like, he had to actually say it. I did, I remember. And you have to actually say it so that you can start processing it. You can't process it if you are just ignoring it, pretending it's not there. And so I had him call his older sister, and he told her, and he did really good. And then kind of fell apart after he got off the phone. And the whole time I'm texting his best friend's wife, and I'm just like, he needs to call Chris. And she's like, okay, he's at work. Can it wait till lunch, or should he do it now? And I was like, he needs to do it now. And so he called, and then so Chris got a chance, and that's what you needed. You got to talk to him, and you got to, you know, fall apart a little bit, but he reassured you, and he's been really, really great through this whole thing. And so that helped. I think that helped.
Yeah.
I mean, it helped you.
It helped. It did. But, you know,
it doesn't get easier for a long time.
It might seem silly to some people, but when it's in your face, you know, it's just something you have to deal with.
It's not silly to anybody. I mean, I'm at the tail end of this, and you're at the beginning of this, so I can look back and see, like, no, it's not silly. It's exactly how you should be feeling, and it's just how you should be doing it, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I got you.
I got you.
King Die.
Always.
So, we're good. The kids are good. We have 2 grandkids now. We have a new granddaughter. She's tiny and pink.
So, whatever they put me through, I gotta endure for at least the grandkids. And her, I guess.
Yeah, you know, I'm...
Ball and shit.
I mean, whatever, you know, whatever. No, I'm just kidding. You better be good.
Love you.
We'll pour some water on you.
No.
Armed and
put the water
dangerous.
down.
But, yeah, that's the update. And we're giving away $1 million. Just kidding. Psych. If you're still here, which I don't think that you are.
Nobody's here, actually.
I'm waiting for somebody to comment about $1 million. I'm waiting. It'll be like...
Nobody's going to watch this.
It'll be like Mark or Martin might maybe.
Nobody's watching.
I don't know.
Or if they are, they just left it on.
They fell asleep and then woke up, wait, $1 million? What?
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, they're used to seeing, like, my sister here, like, flashing in the camera or cussing or whatever. which I have a vlog I need to kind of put together, but I've been horrible. We haven't even done this update. Like, this update was supposed to be done before we even knew he had cancer, and we put it off for like weeks.
It's just, I just think mentally we weren't prepared for things.
It was busy. I mean, like, every night. I mean, we were doing like an hour's worth of medical stuff, and then he was sleeping.
Changing bandages, and yeah, I slept.
Well, they have him
so
on
much.
Vicodin, oxycodone. I mean, all this hardcore stuff, and he was just out. And so when he was awake, it was like, okay, he's awake. Let's cook a meal. Let's take care of the bandages. Let's do what we have to do. And then the rest of the time, it was like, okay, I had my headphones on, and then I would just watch YouTube videos or play video games or just whatever. I tried not to be on the phone or do anything like that just so he could sleep. And, I mean...
I just needed the time to heal.
Yeah.
And even
you
the
still
doctors...
do. You're not done.
I know, but I'm just saying. Even the doctor said that, you know... he expected like somebody of my size and nature, whatever, to be in about the 50%, you know, type deal. Like, you know, you're
doing really good.
But he says I'm more like 95.
Yeah.
So I'm, you know, above and beyond healing. I got that mutant healing factor there. You know, if I could just get some Wolverine claws. You know, it's like maybe something, yeah, like that sound it always makes. Shink.
Yeah, well,
maybe some forks instead.
Yeah,
just like a fork so I could eat.
Yeah, well,
or a
regardless.
Spoon. Oh, a spoon. Could you imagine that?
No.
Trowel.
No. What you call it? The Swiss Army knife thing.
Oh.
You can go shink, and it could be like a knife, a
corkscrew,
a corkscrew, little scissors, fingernail clippers, or something.
Yeah. Oh, fingernail clippers.
Anyway, we're babbling now because we've gone on for 22 minutes.
And nobody's going to watch this, so it doesn't even matter at this point.
Watch time. We need it. Yay. I'm going to try to upload more. But he is going to document this whole thing. Like chemo, everything. So, I mean...
it's going to be interesting. We'll see.
To look back. Posterity, I guess. I don't know.
Posterity.
Yay. Anyway. Alright. Thank you, guys. That's the update.
We appreciate all of your support. And everything. We're still struggling, but we're making it. We're doing okay.
It's been rough. He hasn't been to work since May, so
and
that's been...
I'll tell you what.
Crazy.
I'm fighting the insurance company.
Yeah. Well, that's that's a whole other vlog, insurance vlogging.
Wow. Anyways. Alright, y'all.
This is America.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. If you're here, if you're still here at the end, God bless you. Yeah. But I imagine most people aren't. So, okay.
Take care, everybody.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.